Well, what about people that go to a good university, Sneako, and they like develop a good education, and then they also build connections through there? It kind of sounds like this person came to you to like another form of like education, kind of like a college, if you will, and like developed a connection.
I
and
see how
worked
dumb
through it
that is.
way.
Like Destiny earlier has been saying that it's a scam when it's $50 a month. He went to saxophone school.
Well, I didn't say you're. Hold on, whoa. I did not say you're a scam. I didn't say it was a scam.
Okay.
Chill. Don't put words in my mouth.
He didn't say it was a scam.
He didn't say it was a scam, but he's talking down on the creativity kit, saying that it's like not a scam. I don't want to like trigger you, but you're saying to network and go to school, which is essentially what college is for, networking. $50,000 a year to network. Why not pay $50?
Well, it's also to learn too, right?
Yeah,
like you're going 4 years to learn a STEM
because,
degree.
No, we also agreed that all the information in college is available online now. You don't need, you could just download the books. You don't need to go listen to this old guy talking in front of a classroom and go to Zoom classes. Just go watch a YouTube video. All the information's online.
Yeah,
so
but
wait,
okay, but the thing is, okay, go ahead.
The benefit of school is the networking. That's what Destiny said. Like, oh, I could play saxophone across the world, meet successful other jazz players, and I can network and learn a band. Or you can find an online community full of similar like-minded people and work with them. My shit's $50 a month. School's $50K a year. Fuck that. Why
so wait a minute.
The
Wait a
idea
minute.
that
Could
this shit
people
is a
just
scam is so stupid? But they don't, then like people like Destiny be like, go to school and
could people
take up
just
a bunch of
download your
loans.
information and like cut you out of the equation and succeed then?
Yeah,
or do they
but I
need
do
you
3
to
calls
learn?
a week. This is why networking is the most
Yeah,
important
but
part.
so the old guy you go to learn at university, okay, and I'll give you a great example. Like when you're in like computer sciences or computer engineering, the old guy is not just some old guy. The old guy has like decades of experience. They understand the frameworks, the theory. They're the ones that are going to be they're the ones that are going to teach you how to apply it in a practical sense going forward into like a big company. So roughly you and that old guy that's teaching people in the Zoom class or in real life, they're one and the same. Right. Like, if you're going to talk shit on the old guy, you have to cut yourself out of the equation. People can just download your shit and go on with it, right?
Sure. They can like they can download the book. How much does school cost? What's the average cost of a college tuition?
What
do you think? Is it like $20K a year or what?
It's different in America to Canada. So.
For an in-state school?
How much is the creativity kit?
I don't know, but nobody's getting a job because
it's
they said they have the creativity
$50 a month.
kit.
No, I just told you somebody just got a job as a full-time
I'm sorry.
editor.
A measurable amount of people aren't getting jobs because they have the creativity kit. Maybe 1 or 2 people did.
Have you asked them?
I haven't pulled everybody.
I've given a lot of people opportunities. People have run up 100K TikTok accounts clipping on my stuff, and they show it to a label, they show it to a company. Look what I can do when they get jobs. Or people like Musa can now do $1,000 for 1 hour of a call because he's shown that he knows the algorithm. Doing clips, clipping my shit up. There you go, giving people jobs. But then well, this is just. You guys so adamantly want to defend the Matrix and defend paying fucking 100K a year for this.
Okay, but you know you can't
college
leave
gets
the
more
Matrix,
inflated
right?
every time you bring up the cost.
Like, I don't understand this. Hold on. Just a side tangent. What is the Matrix? You know you can never actually leave the Matrix, right? We're all part of the Matrix.
Yeah, but you can limit how much you're actually in it.
Okay, but you're still underneath the Matrix. So you said earlier, like, nobody has a boss they respond to. Dude, everyone's got a boss.
That's true.
I got a boss.
True.
Destiny's got a boss. You got a boss.
Right.
We're all, no matter what,
would
we're
you
all in the
rather
Matrix.
get a boss? I was just at the Apple store today, and this lady was just yelling at the Apple store employees, and they all hated it. They called her a bitch as soon as she walked away. Yeah. Whose boss? Like, I don't have to see my boss. I don't need to look at her. I can make jokes about her. I can tell her to, like... And that's it. That's it.
Okay, so when it comes to the Matrix, right, like... I think the point is when you go to college or you go to university and you go to like structured education, you're picking a safe spot, right? You're picking a safe way to have a safer life. But the thing is about like breaking the Matrix, you can't break the Matrix. You can only like succeed well within it, right? And not everyone has the means to do that, right? You can watch a million videos on YouTube about how to run a business, right? Perfect example. I went to this fucking Airbnb in Los Angeles. I opened up this fucking YouTube page, and you know what the YouTube like first results were? How to fucking make money, how to make money fast, how to make money quick. Like the guy bought one property, rents it out, calls it a day. You want to make fucking actual money, you need to have capital to do it, all right? Which not many people have. You can't even go to get a business loan these days because credit can be so far down and shit. Not everyone has those opportunities. So they go to university, they go to college to at least get something stable going. Because like Destiny said, time is finite, okay? If you spend your early 20s trying to chase the bag and trying to make the millions of dollars, you'll find out very quickly it's not easy to do that. But if you have 5 years of shit to show for it, like a college education and at least some career, then you can probably do something, you know, safer in your 30s and your 40s down the road, you know? Like, it's called being stable and secure. And some people are cool with that. Most people, I would say, are fine with stable and secure shit.
Yeah, I think too many people. My idea is that too many people are okay with just a life that's fine. That's just fine. We're sick of that. So they want to go and become better. I think Myron is a good example of somebody who has the main type of capital and then invested into real estate so that he doesn't have to ever work again. You get a source of income with the skill online and then reinvest it into other places. It doesn't have to be crypto, which makes Destiny so mad. There's so many ways to become independent. And I think more people should know that instead of taking the safe route. You guys are saying take the safe, easy route that they've laid out in front of you that is meant to keep you a wage slave for the rest of your life. And we can agree to disagree. If you want your chat to do that, then fine. I hated doing that. I hated school. I dropped out like Destiny.
I feel like a lot of these courses and a lot of these things would make more sense if they taught people that it wasn't just the internet that you're making money out of, but like actual practical ways somebody could jump into, you know? Like, what is so practical about making money on the internet? Like, how are you gonna, like, you have to have like a high what should I say? Like, what is the rate of like people that succeed? Destiny, I'm sure you have like the definition for it, but like the people that like succeed, you have to have like a good throughput rate, I guess, is what the best thing is, right? Like, how many people in your course succeed out of like 100 versus college, right? People are going to pick, you know, which one is a safe option. College and university aren't easy either. If you're going for a STEM degree, if you're going for anything that's licensed, for instance, that's a fucking big ass commitment. People go to law school and they spend like fucking how many years getting to that position, and then they fucking succeed at the end, hopefully, right? At least like that's the general perception of it. Same with doctors, same with like engineers or anybody in that position. You know, it's like, how many people in your situation succeed? How many Musas are there versus Musas that go to like MIT or like University of Toronto or like a big,
we're going in circles.
You know,
like there's most of them. Most people will fail because they will give up and they will go back to the safe route as soon as it becomes difficult. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to really fully dive into that. It's difficult. I mean, I was able to do it because I've been focusing on this since I was 14. I saw from the beginning, from a young age, that I did not want to be a wage slave. I did not want to be part of a cog in a system, and so I worked hard. But that's what separates the people, the winners from the losers, is just working hard. Most people are not able to do it. Destiny's encouraging complacency, and I'm encouraging ambition. That's just the difference.
Gotta stop.
But there's a lot.
Hold on, wait. I just want to be clear. Also, you got it. The words that you're using are so mind rotted. You're like such a bot when you say that. That like a guy can follow a set path in life and be really successful. You can have a good diet, get good sleep, have a lot of friends, work out, have a good body, go to college, get a good degree, have a good paying job with good benefits, go on vacation, and you're like, you're so complacent. There's nothing complacent about that. That's a successful person by literally every single metric. Like, I would argue that a lot of the people that chase the online shit are more complacent than the people that have like the dedication to follow through with school and get a real job, rather than the people that are working their side hustle, which is really a job at Burger King or Wendy's, and then they're online trying to get rich, like trading coins. Like, that's complacency. You're too scared to actually take steps and do the real work in the real world to actually improve yourself and put yourself in a position to get a good job, and instead you're hoping to get rich quick online.
How is that complacent? Like, why do you need to go be involved in your idea of the real world? Your idea of maturity and being adult is just being a part of the system that's in front of you.
It's actually doing, well, you say like being a part of, like a doctor is a part of the system. A lawyer is a part of the system. An engineer is a part of the system. Like, these are important people that do important things that make it possible for you and me to do our jobs. But I'm only able to do what I'm able to do because enough people went to school to work on fucking Amazon servers, right? Amazon only exists because college-educated Jeff Bezos started the company and had people that were willing to ship products, like people that were willing to drive UPS trucks, people that were willing to do customer support. Like, these are all real-life people.
Destiny,
that you
what's the most coveted job? What's the most coveted job in America for kids?
YouTuber?
Yep.
Yeah, and 20 years ago, it was an NBA player. Like, what's the point?
What did you want to do before you went to school? You wanted to be a saxophone player. People don't want to be UPS drivers. People don't want to be garbage men. People don't want to do that. People don't want to be carpet cleaners. You do that because you have no other option, because you take the safe route. So you're saying it's brain rotted. That's complacency. You gave up. People's dreams is to be a YouTuber, is to be independent.
Okay, bro, how many people can be Hollywood actors? How many people can be an actor?
Not many. Not many. But so that's why I'm saying complacency. And Destiny can't argue that point. Are you or are you not encouraging complacency by saying
it's only complacency to you, because to you anything less than being a superstar is a failure, because you don't know what life looks like to a normal person. You have no perspective whatsoever. Like, for you, the only thing that it means to succeed is to have 1 million YouTube followers and everybody else sucks compared to you.
No,
like that's your view on life.
It's being independent and not answering to nobody.
Bro, neither of us are independent. Dude, you're literally sucking off fucking Islam over here because you're worried about getting canceled by a bunch of Muslims online. None of us are fucking independent. All of us are slaves to some shit. We're all part of the Matrix, bro. If you want to talk to me about some independent shit, I want you to go out back and show me a picture of the fucking vegetable garden that you've got growing that you're cultivating on your own so you can survive on your own when the apocalypse happens. Otherwise, we're all fucking plugged into the system.
There's levels to how much you can be plugged into the system, and you're encouraging a bigger level than me. If my level is not wanting to get killed by a guy named Ahmed, then fine.
Sure, I'll say this. When I worked at my fucking casino job, I sure as fuck never worried about what the fuck I tweeted or what I said in a video game. Bro, I could say some wild shit, man. If my logs ever got leaked, dude, my entire fucking family would get assassinated for the crazy shit that I said online in battle.net. This was when before nobody got banned for slurs or anything back then. Bro, you could fucking type people's phone numbers in chat, tell them you're gonna come fucking murder their dogs, and nobody gave a fuck back then on the internet. Like, it was a wild world. I didn't give a fuck back then because I didn't care. I gotta worry way more about the shit that I say and the shit that I type. So in some ways, I have a lot of freedom. I'm not gonna go back to that life, obviously, but in other ways, I'm way more locked down. I gotta worry about other shit that normal people don't have to worry about. Like, we're all part of the system in one way or another.
Yes, but I'm telling you how much you're plugged into it and how much you're not. Me having this creativity kit and me having most of my money come from Patreon or come from super chats is being out of it. Or eventually, like, if I do get banned, going to a platform that I start or that's independent is me out of that and me not having to answer to anybody. Like, yes, we do answer to some people, but there's levels. Having like an angry Karen that you answer to every day is way worse than doing what we do. And trying to compare the two is stupid.
But like, aren't you like tied down into YouTube and Patreon in some way? Like, if those things went away, what would you do tomorrow?
Well, that's why I'm saying that you need to have capital, and then you need to invest in other places that you can be fully independent. And then I'll just eventually I'm just going to be on YouTube for fun, and I don't need to worry about, you know, words that are like what I can say about the election or what I could say about the injection.
I think there's pros and cons to everything, and it's hard to see it all, I think, in my opinion. But
I think you're dodging the fact that you are encouraging complacency.
Stop saying, bro. Stop saying I'm dodgy because you're too dumb to understand what the fuck I'm saying. You're actually triggering the fuck out of me. You got me. You triggered the fuck out of me. You did do it, okay? It's not about dodging. It's about being an adult and taking responsibility and growing past the age of 24 and realizing not everybody can be a millionaire on doing some online shit. That's a fantasy that a kid has. That's when you're 14 and everybody's saying, what do you want to do when you grow up? And you say, I want to play in the NFL. At some point, you grow up and you're like, okay, I need to actually be an adult and I need to figure out, like, wow, I'm going to navigate life. It's not about giving up. It's about accepting the responsibilities of being an adult. It's like, okay, well, I need to find an acceptable path forward that I can carve that makes place for me, my hobbies, and what I want to do, and also provides a living and probably provides some service to a society that isn't scamming people online, selling them cheap Chinese fucking silverware in order to make money.
Bro, you keep putting words in my mouth. The reason that you're dumb is that you think maturity and adulthood is giving up on your dreams.
Okay.
That's your idea of adulthood. Okay. Every time you talk to me about maturity and about being adult, every time you call someone else childish, is it because they're not being a slave. Someone who's not being a slave, and it triggers you. The fact that I get you so upset and you bring me in the stream is because I'm a young man full of ambition, and people are getting encouraged by
so
this.
hold on.
And
If somebody who gets a job
to go give up.
You're not talking about ambition.
The problem is you're not. Maturity is just giving up on your dreams.
No, you're not talking about ambition. You're the 2020s version of Amway. It's not. That's not ambition. It's get rich quick schemes. That's what you're talking about. Ambition is the kid that's 16 that already like knows like 3 different programming languages. Ambition is the guy that's like 17 or 18 that can already build a whole fucking engine in a car. Ambition is the guy that's at 19 or 20 is already like the VP of his dad's fucking company. This is what ambition looks like. Being 24, working at Burger King, and then going on and checking your Robinhood app to see if you got rich on some penny stock you got recommended by Andrew Tate. That's not ambition. That's not ambition.
Bro, why are you
Robinhood could just be standard stocks.
That's such a dumb
Robinhood could just be stocks as well. That's
not
just
you keep talking about me like I'm advocating for the big crypto guy. When you asked me an example of an entrepreneur who makes money, I talked about my editor who makes money off consultation calls because he studied the algorithm and because he's networked with the right people and he provided value by learning how to edit. He found a skill, reinvest in other places, and then you keep talking about crypto. Bro, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. The creativity kit is about learning a skill, becoming valuable, and then investing in other places, not working at Burger King.
I agree, but what you're talking about, that guy, that editor guy, he didn't learn how to edit because he took an online course on it. He learned how to edit because he did it.
You know how he worked that job. You know how I learned how to edit? YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, when did you start? When you were fucking 13.
Okay, that's so you learned how to edit on YouTube tutorials. Do you consider yourself an actual editor that could work in a professional location?
Yeah, I know that if I ever get canceled or if I
how many programs do you know? No, I know about post production.
I know how to use Avid. I know how to use Final Cut Pro.
Okay,
I know how to use
Avid Media Composer. Do you know how to work with DaVinci? Do you know the entire app? Do you know
Avid, Premiere,
100%.
All of them.
Nico, so I know he could get a job. He could get a job editing for sure. 100%.
He could get a job editing, but it's like the entire structure of it too.
Destiny, I was shit at editing for 7 years. I learned how to edit in a month. from YouTube tutorials in college. I wasn't good at editing.
You didn't learn how to.
I
Hold
was
on,
shit
stop.
at editing
You didn't
for 7
learn
years
how
on
to.
my main channel.
You didn't learn how to edit from a fucking YouTube tutorial.
Yeah, I did.
You learned how to edit because you edited. That's the only way that you learn skills like that. You had to work at it. Yeah, this is why I'm saying people that know how to do things don't know how the fuck to teach them. The fact that you would even say that, you learned some shit in a month, you didn't learn how to in a month. You probably began learning in a month on YouTube, but you learned it over the course of your entire life.
Okay.
That's a life. That's your whole teenage years spent actually editing videos on YouTube. That's how you got the skill, my dude. Nobody's going to learn in a month how to do it.
Watching YouTube tutorials and then grinding every single day.
Yes.
Working on my own videos.
But see, that's the thing. Grinding every single day. You were opening up Premiere, working on it.
I don't like this point that you keep making that I have an advantage because I was doing it since I was a kid. When I wasn't good at it and I hated it for most of the time, and then I decided I need to find a skill that makes me different from other people. If I cannot invest all this money into different places like Mr. Beast and buy all these Orbeez and buy trucks and Lego cars, then I need to become the best at editing. So I grinded at it for a month while I was in school. I learned more in that time, focusing up, watching a YouTube tutorial, copying what he said in the program.
How much of that
I did in
time was watching the YouTube tutorial? How much of the time was watching the YouTube tutorial versus actually sitting in front with Premiere on and working on a project or two? It's like learning programming, right?
What's
like
the point? So yeah, that's what I'm telling people to do.
No, but like
part of the creativity is teaching mindset that you need to work hard and go do it too. So if we agree that you need to go work and do it, why are you telling people to give up? We both agree you need to work hard and all the information is online. And then you guys are both saying, give up.
If somebody wants to work at something like that, that's great. But just don't expect to get rich quick doing it. It's going to be a lot of... You're not going to become a good...
When do I say get rich quick? When do I ever say that? Why are you applying that to me as if that's my fucking ideology? I've never said that.
Here's a question. If somebody wants to learn to be a YouTube editor, how long would it take them to be good enough to make some decent money doing it?
A month of hard work.
Okay. I would say 6 to 12 minimum. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you tell people to do that. Why don't you tell people to do that?
If people want to build other skills and shit, that's fine. That's good. But like, college is so unbelievably reliable. You can learn other shit on the side.
Okay. It's unbelievably reliable for saxophone and for film school. Like, we're two examples of how it fucking failed.
These are arts. It's way different there. But even for arts, going to school like that, bro, you ask any professional musician, like if you would have had the opportunity to go to Berklee School of Music, would you take it? They would tell you in a fucking heartbeat. Bro, some of these colleges, you are surrounded by the most talented motherfuckers in the world. You can learn so much.
You want me to give you another example?
And those guys give you the best connections too.
They don't. Forget that. My sister, for example, she went to Juilliard. She went to the best acting school in the world. She's like 26 right now, and it's very difficult to get an acting job. She's worked.
What does she do? Theater?
No, she's auditioning for movies. She's done theater too. She works, but she's not like you would think that. Oh, Juilliard. Let me finish my point. Juilliard, the best school in the world. All these connections. Robin Williams, this. All these people that go to Juilliard. She'd be the most famous actress ever. When that's not the case. You know what I think people should do? I think they should make the connections online. I think they should make a short film the way I did, post it on their YouTube channel, and maybe someone will see it, and investors will follow them. My friend Steezy Kane. My friend Steezy Kane is now going to get a show on Hulu or HBO Go because he put in the work on YouTube. Because he put himself out there. And if you want to be a slave to the system,
wait a minute.
Your sister, hold on.
So your sister went to.
Muda, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Go ahead.
Okay. So your sister went to Juilliard and she's going to acting, right? The thing we said earlier too is just a little bit like 5 minutes ago. Going into acting, how many slots do you think exist to be like a big time actor, superstar, right? Somebody that goes to university for like computer sciences, there's so many more slots in the field available for them, okay? So many places. That's what the stability is about, right? Somebody that goes to school for something that you have like a ton of career slots in, a lot of stability exists there. There's not a lot of stability to go into like shit like, acting or whatever. It's really a lot of luck that goes into it. That's, I think, the ultimate point.
Same
right?
shit. Okay, thank you for interrupting me to say that simple shit. Same thing for saxophone, same thing for film school, same thing for all of this. There's a very few slots, and it's better to go get that information online and work hard to go get it done. That's my point.
Okay, and my point is, it's like, okay, if you're going to go into those scenarios, right? Like, how many people do you think? How much is the success rate there? Like, if you give that shit to 1,000 fucking people, that information, hey, here's the information, now become an actor. How many of those 1,000?
We've said this so many times in this art, like so.
How many of those 1,000 people become actors?
Most people will fail. I'm saying that. I'm saying that to people in my chat who are ambitious. Most people will fail. So you need to understand that. Understand why most people decide to be followers and stay in their safe space and work around that and become better than them. And if you don't, you will fail.
Now, if you told the same 1,000 people, hey, go to this university, get a solid, education, solid connections, then how many of those people will succeed versus 1,000 people you teach to become actors?
Depends on what
and
you.
By succeed,
it depends on what you consider succeeding, and also you need
they have a good life. They make a good paycheck.
A good life, but they gave up on their dream. They put the saxophone down. And see, I made this decision too when I dropped out. I wasn't making a lot of money for a long time. I was probably making $2,000 a month, but I was way happier making money doing comedy and doing YouTube videos. Like, I think a stand-up comedy dollar is worth 100
Bro,
normie
hold on.
dollars.
I just want to be clear for the things you're saying. If you're making $2,000 a month doing stand-up, you're already part of the top 1% of fucking comedians. You're already
exactly,
like
and that's what I'm saying.
It.
So my $2,000 a month, I thought was equal to somebody making $20K a month at a normie job.
I agree with you. Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's what I'm saying. So yes, you guys are saying, oh, happy life. Okay, you got to like wave in the neighborhood. Oh, honey, I'm home with your wife. Or you cannot give up your dream. And that's what I didn't do. I said from a young age, this is what I want to do. I would be unhappy if I gave up on my dream, which most people do. Like I said, the #1 coveted job in America is being a YouTuber, and then they drain it out of you and make you think the destiny ideology that you need to go clean carpets when you really want to be a YouTuber. That's the point.
Bro, if my kid wanted to be a YouTuber, I'd be like, listen, I would rather you make $20K a month having a stable career than $2K a month doing fuck all with your life.
Okay, a lot of people would choose safety, but I'm sick of that.
Yeah, and then they would have $18,000 a month less.
Yeah,
so how are they going to be happier in the
that's
long term? What are they going to pay for?
But I know the reason that I'm successful is because I know a lot of the people watching my stream, it's a nagging thought that they gave up. People don't want to live with regret. Like, yes, you have a stable life, but you still gave up on what you really wanted to do.
The issue is that what you're talking about is like this is the most toxic aspect of the American dream.
Toxic.
Like destroys lives. And it's the idea that people need to be fucking superstars to be happy. It's like the worst takeaway, the most bastardized version of what it means to be successful in the United States. And
okay,
like,
I'm not saying that you'll be unhappy doing that, but you'll be
You're
less
saying
happy.
like, oh, well, if you're not a superstar, you gave up. You're part of the cause. You're part of the system.
You did give up. You did. You gave up on your saxophone dream. You know you did.
All right.
Did you not?
It's not. It's just.
Look at it sitting in the back, man. You still got that little hope, that little dreamer, that little 18-year-old Destiny was like playing the saxophone.
Bro, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an
astronaut. We don't have parents to carry us through like every part of life. Like we don't have mom and dad to pay our entire way. We're trying to figure our fucking careers out and shit. Like I'm sorry, I didn't have that opportunity. That I was on my own since I was fucking 16, trying to figure out how to fucking survive. Like yeah, I didn't have the luxury of like trying to do some fucking art because I was making YouTube videos when I was 13, making thousands of dollars before I even fucking left the house. Like we don't all have those same opportunities.
Bro,
That's like the point that I'm trying to make to people, but it's hard to understand if you don't have that perspective.
I was working retail since 16. Well, at 16, I was like
bro,
fucking
you assume
sucking
that
dick
I was
for
rich
nickels
on
until that
YouTube.
happened.
Bro, I was never
I'm not
making
assuming that you're rich on YouTube, but like you're going home at 3 o'clock to make fucking YouTube videos and you're practicing for your future career at 14, and I'm staying after school for 3 hours every day doing janitorial work to pay for my fucking high school diploma. Like not everybody has the same opportunities in life,
Hey,
and then by the time you hit 18, 19, you can't just be like, oh shit, like well, I just learned all of this shit in one fucking month. Like you didn't learn it in a month. Like people are preparing for their future careers by the time they're in 6th grade. Like you just don't realize it yet. You think you can just teach it in like 2 fucking months on like an internet course. The fact that you think that you can be a YouTube editor and be making like decent money by 1 month of education is crazy. Like you don't see how much work went into you getting to the place that you're at. You just see that like you succeeded and you think everybody can do it like relatively easily. It's not easy. It's a lifetime spent of work.
It's not a get rich quick scheme either, which you keep implying it is. That's not what it is at all.
1 month is quick. I know that you're young, but you're not that young, bro. 1 month to be a pro YouTube editor?
I mastered Adobe Premiere in 1 month.
Facts.
Okay. Facts.
Okay,
you mastered it?
I mastered it.
Master
Don't you think
is
it's a little
strong word. I
immature
think you
to say
became
that?
very functional to the point where you're very good at using it, but master is a different thing. I will say I do agree with Sneako and that people who have these dreams should give it a shot and should go for it.
100%, yeah.
The one thing
It
I will
depends
also
on
say,
the type of person you are.
I will also say though that oftentimes people who try to go and do these things realize that it's not what they actually want. There's the idea of being a YouTuber, which Sneako can understand, and then there's actually being a YouTuber, which is completely different, right? You guys know this from the back end, all the editing that you have to do, all the managing the channel, all the dealing with the comments, all the researching for the topics. Like once people realize what kind of labor is involved, a lot of them all of a sudden don't want to do it, which is why a lot of people flame out. They stop doing it very early on, or they switch career paths because they're like, I don't actually enjoy doing this. So having a dream and giving up on it isn't necessarily always a bad thing. Sometimes it's not what you actually want. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Sneako?
Yeah.
Do you agree with me on that? Because I know for me, originally I wanted to be a professional dancer. Moving out to LA, seeing what the industry was like and seeing what the professional dancing was like, I'm like, I actually don't want to do it. I hate doing this. This like professional world is actually trash. So for me, the pivot came from there. you can look at me, Sneako, and say I gave up on my dream. But the reality is, if I had pursued my dream the way that you're saying, like, you know, keep going for it, it's like I would have been miserable. So I pivoted to something else.
Dancing shoes, dude. Fuck you.
Was that?
You hung up your dancing shoes. Fuck you.
Bro,
I still go out dancing every week, but for me, it's not for me. So that's the thing. The other thing I was
picture you dancing, bro. I just that was the last thing I expected you to say.
I can picture him dancing, bro. Come on.
What, me? Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
bro.
I can picture
I'm fine.
you dancing, bro.
Next time I'm in Miami, we'll go to a salsa club.
Ooh.
Bro, he's from Montreal. Those motherfuckers know how to dance up there. Let me tell you.
Yeah. But moving past that, earlier you mentioned Myron and how he did his pivot and then had his whole real estate thing going on that's kind of helped him finance his life. Myron also was like a federal agent for some time, if I didn't fuck that up, and he worked at that office. One good thing that I say about schooling doesn't always come in the form of college. A lot of the greatest saxophone musicians, they got their education through church. They're part of huge choirs for many, many years, and they went on to be the best players in the world. I know for me personally, the military was like a very functional thing. Like when I was coming out of school, if I were to try to pursue my dreams, I'd probably be involved in just doing drugs every single day. Whereas because I went to the military, that kind of schooling and formation helped me develop some skills that are really good for me now in the artistic world. And Myron's pretty similar in that when you said this, Destiny, when you went to Fresh and Fit, right? You noticed how everything was organized, how on top of everything he was. He didn't get that because he was an 18-year-old decided he wanted to pursue his dreams. He got that from professional development in school and work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? By being part of the cog, he learned the skills necessary for him to be good at his independent shit. Am I crazy for saying that?
Yeah, and I
feel like you have to work a few years out of your life to get that structure in. The most successful people are structured. That's what you need in life. And
at 30, he finally found what he wanted to do, and he finally like really followed his true calling. And I think it's dangerous for a lot of young men. And I think the reason that I'm doing well right now is because when they hear, like, you guys are all like what 10 years older than me, when they hear people like you who are encouraging having a safe place and having like comfort and complacency, that's why a lot of people end up giving up. But we're all agreeing on the fact that it takes hard work. You need to go seek out the right information. You need to network. And so if they follow you guys, they're going to give up. And I think it's drilled out of us that we should give up too soon when you really can make it out. You can. I'm proof of it.
I don't disagree with you,
bro. I think
hold on. I don't disagree with you. So I actually agree with you. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of people who go through different journeys to get to that point. They can't just come out of college or come out of high school and then automatically jump into it. Some people don't have the skill set to be successful entrepreneurs. That is things that sometimes you need to develop for some folks in a condensed or like closed environment where you learn skill sets. You might be different in the sense that you are very self-taught. You can learn skills on your own. That's great. There's other people I know who need mentoring and need to learn these skills from other people on a hands-on. There's some folks who need to be disciplined. Like I know some rowdy niggas who listen, they need a closed space. They need to be in the military for a few years to get that shit beat out of them because there's no way that they're going to make it 2-3 years without going to jail. So what I'm trying to say is I don't disagree with what you're saying. People shouldn't give up on those dreams. I just don't think everyone has to take the same course. For some people, maybe it's 2 years in college. They make some friends, they learn a few skills, and then they go somewhere else. For some people, maybe it's 5 years in college. Or some folks, it's 2 years being a federal agent. I don't know what the fuck it is. I guess my only disagreement with you is not in regards to going after your dreams. I don't like the fact that you kind of always pigeonhole it as like being formed is bad or school is bad. Like, why is that something that you're so focused on?
And so just as a real quick, a question on that, I would be so curious. And I can honestly see him answering either way. But I'm curious if we could ask Myron, if you could have skipped being a Fed and gone right into like the YouTube shit, do you think that would have been better if you could have started earlier, assuming you don't know what you know now and like it just started, or if he thought that like the prior work experience helped him? I'm curious what he'd say.
No, he would say
he could go either way. He might say that like it was a waste of time.
Myron's Fresh and Fit, yeah?
Yeah. He wouldn't do it. He loved that job and he misses it. He liked the high intensity of it. I don't think he would ever take it back.
Right.
And I think I would say all rich people, all millionaires would not go change their life path because you need those experiences to appreciate where you're at. So it's not like
not just appreciate. Sorry, go ahead.
Not just appreciate. Well, you're right. Not just appreciate, but also to learn the lessons and take the L's on the way there. Like all of it is part of a part of where you're at now.
Absolutely. Like the skills I learned. Like, listen, I would never go back to the military, but the limited time that I did spend in there taught me. Look, I didn't have any like mentoring growing up. So me going to the military, it was like a big slap in the face in a lot of ways, and I had to learn that how fucked up I was in a lot. And that afterwards helped me develop all the skill sets I need so that when I went into the arts world, I was ahead of a lot of other people because artists live chaotic lives with zero discipline. So I got ahead very quickly learning editing skills, learning music editing skills, learning how to film, doing all this stuff, because I was drilled into me how to be on top of things. So what I'm trying to say is that environment gave me the skills I needed to therefore become a great entrepreneur afterwards. Even the guy who runs what's the channel called? Value Entertainment. Dude's got like a net worth of like $200 million. You know what I'm talking about?
He just invited me to go on, yeah.
Okay, him. He was also what, Navy SEAL or some shit? He says that all his skills, all the skills that he learned from that time in the military helped him transition afterwards into being the best entrepreneur he could be. Yeah. So this whole idea of immediately chasing your dreams, sometimes you're not even in the right mindset to even know what that's supposed to look like. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say?
I just don't understand the point of like giving up. Like, so I feel like if we were 10 years younger and around Sneako's age, we probably could fucking agree with him on this. We'd like, yeah, chase your dreams, go after it. But like, yeah, we are older. We have been through a lot. We had like life experience. We've seen like, we've had our structure from other areas built in. I think if I look at Myron being a federal agent, like that structure and that like understanding of the world is what allows him to be a successful YouTuber, right? Like when you mention people in the like social media space, right? I think we all can agree, people who are in here, like there's a level of like structure you have to have. There's a certain grind that you have to be like willing to be in, willing to participate, that allows you to succeed. And it goes beyond just understanding algorithms and all that bullshit. When it comes to like, you know, having a structure and having like stability in your life that you can then use to chase your dreams 10 years down the road, that, I mean, like that's what we're trying to say at the end of the day, right? Like it's not giving up. Sometimes it's like, bro, you know, fucking you take a certain path in your life, all right, and that maybe that'll like give you maybe that'll change your perspective on shit. Maybe that'll change what your dreams actually really fucking are down the road. You know, like I always wanted to be a fucking lawyer, but I didn't do that. I ended up being a fucking engineer because I didn't have the fucking money to go to law school and shit. I thought, you know, when I look at my life now, I think, hey, would you think that I gave up, or did I take the situation that I had and made something out of it? You know, and now I'm happy where I'm at.
What do you think?
Now I think I'm in the right fucking place.
Yeah, Diesel, what do you say to that?
I want to ask also when Destiny comes back, what do you think is genuinely, what do you think is a better place for young men to go to? Do you think it's better for them to hear my ideology or your three? Or you seem to I know you might have different...
What do you think is my ideology? I'm curious. What do you think my prescription is to
I
young
think
men?
you align with Destiny for the most part.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Tell me what you think I think about this stuff.
Destiny was saying, encouraging people to go to college, and that it's unrealistic for you to chase your dreams, that you shouldn't try to be an online entrepreneur, that you should get a job, a well-paying job, and be part of the system.
That's not my prescription. Okay. That's not my prescription. My prescription is pretty much closer to Jordan Peterson's, which is like clean your room or like get your shit together. I think most young men have zero order in their life. Their lives are chaotic. They spend most of the day masturbating, watching anime, or do whatever. I think men need order and some sense of discipline. That's what I would encourage. Where you get that in the military, get that on the job, whatever the fuck you need. You need to get that shit sorted before you even think about changing the world or doing any of this kind of stuff. I can't take people seriously when they look schizophrenic, but they're trying to. I don't take them seriously. So
you need to be a fucking man first. Yeah. You need to be a
so that would be my thing. So I don't care if you want to jump on a fishing boat and spend a year out there getting tuna. I don't care what it is. I think men need to get that discipline aspect in their life. That would be my prescription to young men. Do you disagree with that?
No, that's good. Yeah, you need to have something to base that off. I think Destiny would disagree with you.
Listen, Destiny can come back and he can disagree with that. But yeah, I think whenever I speak to young guys, and they're like, I feel lost. I'm like, I understand that because I was lost. Okay, so I can't even pretend. The reason why I joined the military is because I was lost. And I was like, I don't want to go to school. So I'm very much like you, Sneako, in that I'm a high school dropout. But I'm a high school dropout because school's not for me. I can't focus. The classrooms, the speed, the pacing of it is not for me. So I wasn't going to pay to waste my time.
So would you tell young men to go to school, or would you tell them to try to seek out a way to make money on their own?
Again, it wouldn't be to go make money on their own. What I would tell them to do is assume responsibilities in life. Reason being is responsibilities test your character. And once your character starts to get tested by these responsibilities, then you start to figure out who you are. Once you have a better understanding of who you are, then figure out what your dream is. You get me? Because honestly, at 17, I was a goofy-ass individual. If you asked me what my dream was, I probably would have told you something stupid, okay? And I'm kind of glad I didn't think of that because I didn't know myself well enough to know what my dream should be. So get responsibilities, be a man, and take care of your shit. So at 17,
once you get discipline, you change as a person too. Your personality changes. I was not the same person I was when I was like 16, 17 years of age.
That's it. Your job?